let's go back here. Here we're on page 366, talking about the grammar presentation and noun clauses. Now when you talk about, I went too far here. Okay. When you talk about noun clauses, you need to remember the difference between a clause and a phrase. A clause has its own subject and verb inside it, and a phrase doesn't necessarily have a subject or doesn't necessarily have a verb. And in these noun clauses, you can see each clause has a subject and a verb inside it. She loves, they give. Okay, then a noun clause can be the subject of a sentence, and it can be the object of a sentence. So in this sentence, I have that she loves them is a noun clause that is the subject of the sentence, and then there's the verb in the whole long sentence. Okay, so you have two verbs going on. This verb is inside the noun clause, and this verb is the main verb of the whole sentence with the noun clause as the subject. Same thing happens here. That they give gifts is a noun clause that's the subject of the sentence. There's the verb of the whole long sentence. Now a noun clause can also be the object of a sentence, and this is what's happening here. Okay, here's the clause that has the subject and the verb inside it, but that clause is the object of the whole long sentence. Okay, so you've got subject, verb, object. Same thing down here, subject, verb, object. The reason you see that in parentheses here is that it's optional. You can say, okay, you can see that she loves them, or you can see she loves them. Down here you can say she knows that they give gifts, or she knows they give gifts. Both are correct. Okay, this shows you what happens when you have a complement instead of an object. Remember, we use this word complement when the verb is a stative verb. We don't call it an object, we call it a complement. So here is the noun clause that is the complement. The problem was that the car was so expensive. And here again, that is obvious, is optional. But you can see this verb is inside the noun clause. This verb is the main verb of the whole sentence. Here again, you see this verb inside the noun clause, which is the object of the sentence. Okay. But the noun clause here is what we call an adjective complement. That means it's telling you more about this adjective. Don't worry too much about the difference between a subject complement and an adjective complement. Okay, here what we're talking about is that instead of that, I can also begin noun clauses with question words. Another word for this is embedded questions, where you've got a question buried inside a longer sentence. That's what embed means. It means bury. And here you can see what happens is that the word order changes to normal word order. It's not question word order, even though you've got a question word. What I should give her, subject, is obvious. Why he did that, subject, wasn't evident. Over here, the embedded question is the object. I wonder, subject, verb, object. Okay, here's a question. So I go the verb first and then the subject, and then that's the object of the sentence.